is called The Day You Begin. And this is a hardback book. And so it has one of those cool front paper covers on it. But for reading to the computer, I'm going to take it off because it can get kind of in the way. So, The Day You Begin by Jacqueline Woodson and illustrated by Rafael Lopez. And the best way I can think to do this, because this is a hardback book, is to read it and then show you guys the pictures, because it has really great illustrations that I want you to look at too. So read the words first and then show you the illustration. See, like, how great are those pictures? And that's just that's just the cover page. Here we go. The Day You Begin. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Rigoberto from Venezuela, your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and your homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of a song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller, when the teacher asks, "What did you do last summer? Tell the class your story." "We went to France," Shala says. "These shells come from the beach in Maine." A boy named Jonathan holds a jar out filled with tiny shells, so fragile they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. "My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina." Every souvenir, a small triumph of a journey. Their travels go on and on. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. When even your own friend Nadja will wrinkle her nose and say, "What's in there anyway?" And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and the kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too fast and far, The game isn't one you can ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. And all that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready, even though you don't know what you're ready for. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina, and I spent my whole summer with my little sister, you tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago, reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Your name sounds like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. The end. Okay. So what you're going to be looking for is the day you begin class book in Seesaw. And it says add a response. You are not going to add a response today. And let me show you why you're not going to add a response. You are going to click on this link. There's a link at the bottom, or there's a link actually in the picture I left. So when you click on the link, it's going to open up our class book in these Google Slides. And I left these first couple of pages so that you would know you're in the right spot. And I left student directions in case you forget what to do. And I left an example. All of those are just in case you forget what you need to do and you don't want to toggle back and forth between Seesaw and Google Slides. So you're going to click that link and you're going to not do anything yet, those of you who I already see are on this assignment. Okay, when you click on this, knowing that the first few slides are there as examples for you, you're going to find the page with your name on it. So if my name starts with one of the A's names in our classroom, you're going to be at the top. Everybody has a page in our classroom, in our class book. You are only allowed to work on the page with your name. I can see who did what on which page. So you need to make sure that you are absolutely only working on your page. Now, I'm going to use the example as my example. You are going to make a page that is all about you. So, like I said, this is an example. My name is, and one of my favorite things to do is read fantasy books. When I read fantasy books, I can imagine the characters like they are in a movie in my mind. Sometimes I am so deep into my book that I forget where I am and I can't even hear my dad say, "It's dinner time." It's almost like traveling to a new place when I stay at home. Your page is going to be about you. You can change the font. You can add pictures or illustrations. If you don't know how to do that, you can add them into your Seesaw and I can put them in here. You may decorate your slide, but only your slide. You are not allowed to touch anybody else's pages in this class book. It might take some time. You do have to write about yourself. You cannot fill up the page with only pictures. Remembering that this is about what makes you, you, just like we learned from that book, from the book we read, The Day You Begin. This is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be creative time. So this is the time to think about what makes you, you. All right, so once you get to your slide, and you'll see that I have my slide right here as an example, so there's my name. Notice that when I'm not on it, I can't type anything on my page. I'm typing, there's no changes. If you want to change what is written on your page, you need to click on the words so that it opens a text box. Now, I just used a random template, which means a model. You do not have to keep it as Miss Walker by Miss Walker. Let's say I want to delete that. I can highlight it or delete it, or I can put my cursor there and just go backwards. Let's say I want to change my font, the way it looks. Again, I'm not highlighted on anything, so there's nothing at the top to help me with that. If I click on my text, it opened up another section in my toolbar, so I can use the drop-down menu to change my font. So if I want to change it to be a little more fun, there I go. I changed it to Indie Flower on my page. This is just an idea, a sentence starter, if you want to use it. This page is all about you, what makes you unique, what makes you you. There's just one you in our classroom. So that's what our page is about. Let's say you wanted to insert a picture, because you can, a picture or an illustration. We're going to come over here to the top page where it says insert. We're going to click on that, and we're going to come down to image. There's a bunch of different ways I can do an image. I can choose a photo if I have a photo that's on my computer. I can use the camera on my computer and take a selfie. Maybe I just want a picture of a sport that I play, so I can click on search the web. And I really like basketball. So I looked up basketball earlier, and I don't want basketball court, I just want basketball. And so now I have a bunch of pictures of basketballs. So I can click on one and drag it over to my slide. And there it is. Now this basketball is much too big for what I want. So I'm just gonna resize it like I would a picture. And maybe I want it in the top corner of my page. There we go. Now I've inserted a picture and I can start writing about myself. Now, one thing I want you guys to be very, very aware of. Right here on the left side, my slide is highlighted in this yellow color. that means that's the slide I'm working on. If this is highlighted and there's no text box over here, I'm not working on the main page, and I accidentally hit delete, it will delete my entire slide. Don't panic, we can get it back, but if you're being aware of it, it shouldn't be a problem. So you want to make sure that you're clicked on your slide if you're going to make any changes. I can see who's made changes and I can fix them, but it might take me a little bit to get it fixed. So just be aware of what you are doing on your page. Okay, be creative, have fun, tell me about you.